Okay, good morning, everybody. For today's class, you don't necessarily need any items, but if you do have back pain, we will be spending some time on our tummy. So if you need a blanket or something just to support your hips, that's absolutely fine. I'll have mine nearby just to demo, but we're going to start on our backs today. So come to lie on your back for me, please. So feet are going to be just hip distance apart to start, knees also hip distance apart, and then hands on your tummy. So we're going to still take a few deep breaths and start like we always have. So inhale, and a big sigh out, exhale. One more like that. Let yourself arrive here today. And exhale. Okay, this time we're going to try and focus our breath into our tummy. So our hands are resting on our bellies so that we feel the inhale. Belly rises and slow exhale out through your mouth. So inhale through the nose, belly rises. And exhale. Good. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. We'll count it down. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one like that. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time our hands are going to come rest at our ribs. So you don't necessarily have to wrap your fingers around, almost like just under where, ladies, the line of your sports bra would be, okay? We're going to inhale into our ribs here. So now I want you to try and expand at your ribs, just a normal breath. And then we'll move into our long breath. But let's just get used to breathing here. So inhale. And exhale. And we want to feel the lungs expanding out. So if I were there, my hands would be kind of wrapped around your ribs. And I want you to add pressure out into my hands. And then my hands will kind of follow you in. Okay, so that's exactly what your hands are providing for you. So again, trying to breathe into those ribs. Good. And we're going to go for that count of 4 a few times here. Okay, so inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale to those ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're just joining us, we're on our back, breathing into our ribs. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms are going to come now nice and long alongside our bodies. Again, feet and knees are hip distance apart. All we're going to do is hug one knee up towards our chest. Okay, and then take little hip circles here. So choose one direction. I have my left leg up to my chest, and I'm just rotating little circles outwards, and then little circles inwards. Okay, if you'd like a bit more of a stretch to the opposite leg, we're going to slowly slide the supporting leg down and away. Perfect. Hug that knee a little bit closer in towards your chest and release. Doing a little pulse here. Hug the knee in towards the chest and release. Again, one more time. And release. This time you're going to take the knee. So I'm going to take my left knee in my left hand and almost pull it out like my knee wants to sneak out into my armpit. So it's kind of coming up towards my chest and then slightly out towards the side. Okay, and then we're going to kind of do a little slide and glide. So it's going to come back to center, and then it's going to slide back out. Into center, and slide back out. Last one. Perfect. Knee comes into opposite hand this time, and we're going to swing it almost like it wants to touch the opposite shoulder. So we don't necessarily want an entire twist that opposite leg touches down. It's opposite side. Okay, back to center. We're just gently pulling it across like it wanted to tap our opposite shoulder. Should feel like it's kind of sliding over towards the side. If this doesn't feel good, that's okay. You can come back to pulses into the middle or pulses out to the side. Last one here, sliding the knee across the chest and back in. Okay? Leg comes down and the other knee comes up. All right, this time we take the opposite leg. So my right knee is going to come in towards my chest. Good, and I'm gonna just take tiny circles here. Just in one direction. Think about 5 to 8 in one direction. And when you finish your 5 or your 8, depending on if it feels really good and you like it, we're gonna switch to the other side. Perfect. If you want a little bit more through the front of the hip with the supporting leg, just straighten the leg out. I'm gonna pulse my knee in towards my chest. So I'm gonna give it a little hug in and a slow release out. Little hug in and a slow release out. Keep going like that. 2 more. Okay, as best we can, the opposite leg, if it is straight, we're trying to keep that heel down, that leg down, pressing that hip into the ground. From here, we're gonna take the knee and slide it. So right knee, right hand. The knee is gonna move outwards like it wants to come out to the right armpit and then slide it back in. Good, a few more like that. Out and in. And it's just a super subtle movement. We're just kind of moving into the hip joint this morning. And last one here. Perfect. Now, opposite hand to knee. And we're going to slide it across like we want to touch the opposite shoulder and come back in. And one side might feel a lot tighter. So for me, my right hip does not like this side very much. So I'm not getting as much range of motion. I'm not getting necessarily as far as I did on the left side. Okay, everybody should have one more here. Perfect. Okay, feet come back to the mat, hip distance apart, feet and knees are hip distance apart. Arms are nice and long alongside your body. We're gonna take a few pelvic rocks here. So what that means, we're gonna squish the low back down into the mat. And you should feel your abdominals slightly engaged. Inhale to release and create a little arch or a bridge. Exhale to squish your low back down. Inhale to release. A few more like that. Exhale, we squish the low back down. Inhale to release, create a little arch at your low back. Exhale and inhale. Last one. Exhale and inhale. Okay, find your neutral. So a little halfway point between being tilted all the way forwards and all the way back. From here, we are going to come into our kind of first bridge. So just to make sure the heels are kind of at the right spot. For some of us, that means we can slide our heels in and kind of tickle them with our fingers, then scooch them forward a few centimeters. Okay, we don't necessarily want them touching. We don't need them as close as possible. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, we squish the low back down. Squeeze your glutes before you go anywhere, and then lift your bum up. Okay, and I want you to take your pointer fingers and actually poke your bum. Make sure you feel those glute muscles on tight. Okay, weight should be focused in your heels right now. So I shouldn't see your toes gripping into the ground. They should be pretty relaxed. All right. Inhale and exhale. Slowly lower down the same way we came up. So low back kind of meets the ground first and then it relaxes. Inhale here. Exhale, squish the low back down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the bum. Okay, we're just doing a little glute warm up before we move on. So today we're going to spend a lot of time focusing kind of on the back line of our body. So our glutes and our hamstrings. And so we're just doing a little warm up. We slowly lower down. Inhale here. Last one. Exhale, squish the low back down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. Perfect. And we're just going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower everything down. Okay. From here, all we're going to do is roll onto our tummy. So actually have a look at me first, and then I will cue you through it. So we're going to come onto our tummies, and like I said, just have a watch first. So I'm going to rest my forehead down onto my hands. Okay. From here, we're going to practice a pelvic tilt in this position. It's going to feel very strange and like you don't have a lot of range of motion. So what it feels like is all we're doing is sending our tailbone down towards our heels, and I'll feel my kind of ribs and abdominals push into the mat a little bit more, and my pubic bone's going to lift just slightly. Okay, so it's that same action of kind of squishing our low back down that we were using when we were just on our backs, but now we're doing it on our tummies. Okay, now it's a bit hard to see, I'm wearing black, but we're tucking our tailbone almost like we want to squish our low back down the same way we did if we were on our tummy, but right now our pubic bone lifts away. Okay, so we're going to start with a few repetitions like that, and then we're going to maintain that position with our abdominals and float one foot off the ground and lower down. Okay, Then we'll alternate and I'll talk you through it. So everybody have a line in your tummy for me, please. I'm just gonna come a little bit closer so I can see those of you. Perfect, okay? So we're all gonna line our tummies. I'm gonna cue you through it. On our tummy, forehead resting down. Take a few tilts here. So we're lengthening our tailbone down towards our heels, okay? And then release. And just feel what that does at your pelvis. You might notice really switches on your glutes, and you really feel your tummy muscles, your abdominals switch on, and then release. Exhale to tuck your tailbone. Inhale to release. Exhale, we tuck our tailbone, so think about flattening through your low back, and then in inhale, let your natural arch kind of come back, and tummy might drop down a bit more. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. This time, hold it, and from here, you're gonna point your right foot, and slowly just lift it off the floor and lower down. We have 6 more like that. Good. Lift and lower. And keep that glute or your buttock engaged. So what we want is to be feeling like we're lifting from where our bum and the back of our thigh meets. We're gonna do 2 more. If you've been in my class before, you know I'm a terrible counter. Good, and lower down. Okay, relax everything. So let tummy relax. Okay, from here, we're gonna do the opposite side. So tuck that tailbone on an exhale, and then we point the left foot and just slightly lift it off the ground and lower down. 6 more. Okay, so keep that tummy muscle engaged. Feel that point at which your buttock, your glute, and your leg meet. Okay, everybody should have a few more here. It's a really subtle movement. Last one. And lower down. Okay, so while you're doing that, you might notice, we're gonna take a rest, you might notice that your hip bone wants to tilt forward and tap the mat. As best you can, I want you to think about engaging those abdominals, and we don't let our entire hip bone flop forward. So in terms of thinking of should I go for height or length, I want you to feel like every time you lift your leg, I'm pulling your big toe away from you, okay? So that's the action. Instead of going as high as you possibly can, I want you to go as long as you possibly can. From here, we're gonna start to alternate the legs. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with you. Inhale. Exhale, we tuck the tailbone, engage those glutes. We're gonna point the right foot, lift the leg, and lower. Left leg, lift, and lower. Exhale, inhale, we lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep that knee nice and straight. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Last one. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Really good. From here, you can come up onto your elbows. If you've ever done yoga before, it's kind of like your Sphinx pose. All right. If that didn't feel good through your low back or you really felt it, now would be the time to grab a blanket and pop it underneath your hip bones. So sometimes I'm guilty of sinking into my low back or dropping into my low back instead of using my abdominals. This kind of gives my hips the little boost that it needs, so I'm not dumping into my back. But we're up on our elbows, okay? It's kind of like Sphinx pose, but I want you to make a diamond with your hands, okay? Here, and elbows are just slightly forward. From here, it's a very subtle movement, so we're slowly moving up. From here, totally relax your tummy down, and then I want you to think about tucking the tailbone the same way you did before and see what that does to your ribs and your abdominals. You should feel a lot more engagement. So the best analogy I can give you to keep your abdominals engaged is as if there was a little candle lit and you're moving your ribs away from that flame. It's hot. Keep the ribs away. From here, the legs are gonna bend, so you're gonna bend at the knee. Foot is pointed, bend, 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 and lower down. That's it. Okay, opposite leg. We bend, bend. It's like a little pulse. Bend and lower down. So we come all the way up, pulse for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. We're alternating legs here. Pulse. 3, 2, 1, lower down. 3, 2, 1, lower down. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Pause here. I want you to think about what your abdominals did during that. Did your ribcage start to sag a little bit? Did we start to get a little tight through our shoulders? It is work to push down into our shoulders and engage our abdominals, okay? So inhale, Exhale, push down through the shoulders. Think ribs away from that little flame underneath our rib cage. And again, we're gonna pulse the knee for 3, 2, 1. Lower down, other leg. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. 3, 2, 1. Lower. Last time. 3, 2, 1. We're going to add on from that. So just have a look first. We pulse 3, 2, 1 as we did before. As the leg starts to lower, right before the foot would hit the ground, we're going to engage the knees, slowly lift that leg, and then lower down. And we're going to stick to a leg this time. So I'm going to keep going with my right leg. I pulse for 3, 2, 1 as my leg lifts or starts to lower. Excuse me. I start to engage my quad, really straighten the knee, lengthen the leg away, and lower. And again, right leg. 3, 2, 1. As we lower, squeeze the quad, lift the bum. There we go. By lift the bum, I mean engage the bum. So sorry. Pulse. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quad, straighten the leg away from you, and lower down. Good. Now, I can tell you right now, my abdominals let go in the last few. I was so focused on my glutes. It's a lot to think about, but again, think of that flame pushing away, removing our ribs away from that little candle underneath our rib cage. We're going to move to the left leg this time. So we pulse. 3, 2, 1. As my leg goes to lift, I engage my glutes, engage my quads, lift the whole leg, and lower down. Pulse. 3, 2, 1. Slowly straighten and engage that whole leg, lower down. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the leg, straighten. Good. 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, engage the glutes, lift the leg, lower. Last one, wear those ribs. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and lift, lower down. Perfect. We're finished with stuff on our tummy. So if you have that blanket, move it out of the road. We're coming onto hands and knees. Okay. So we want shoulders and wrist stacks, hips and knees stacked. We're going to take a few weight shifts first, and then we'll move into some other stuff on hands and knees. So shift your weight forwards and back. We're going to be spending a little bit of time on hands and knees. So if it doesn't feel comfortable through your wrists, know that you can take actually a lot of the exercises in this position. It's just a lot more work for your shoulders. Okay. Alternatively, if you have dumbbells or weights at home, you can prop yourself up on those, or coming into fists keeps you in a little bit more of a neutral position. It just can be uncomfortable for some people after a while. So these are your options. Those are your modifications. Okay. From here, we're going to turn our hands out to 3 and 9. I'm just going to twist so you can see we're shifting our weight side to side. Okay, so we're just getting used to weight bearing through our wrists. I want you to think of weight moving more into the thumb side of your hand than the pinky edge. Okay, the thumb side has a little bit more stability. All right. And last one, turn the fingers back towards you if you have that range of motion. Okay, and then we're just shifting our weight forwards and backwards, getting a little stretch through the wrists. Okay. That's my knee clicking away there. Perfect. Come on up. Grab onto those hands, and we're going to roll the wrists. Okay. Weight bearing on our wrists can be very uncomfortable. So for those of us who maybe haven't done yoga or haven't done my Pilates class before, it's just a bit of a warm up. We're going to, palm comes down to face you, fingers pointing down towards the earth. We're stretching through the top. Okay, stretching through our forearm. Switch sides. Palm faces you, fingers down towards the earth. Stretching. One more time, repeat the other side. Good, and last time. Awesome. So we're coming hands and knees. All right. So similar action to what we did lying on our tummy. We're going to straighten the leg out and come in. That's all we're doing for now. Okay. What I want you to be aware of is that you're not going for height. Okay. So my leg can go super high if I want it to, but after a certain point, that stops coming from my hip and it starts coming from my low back. So what we want to do is think of those abdominals engaged again. Okay, so as if you had a slinky or a coil from your lowest rib point to your hip, and we don't want it to be stretched. We want it to stay nice and tightly coiled. You can tuck your opposite toe if you'd like. I'm gonna start with my right leg. Point the toe, inhale. Exhale, engage your abdominal, and slowly slide the top of the foot along the floor as long as your leg will allow it, and then lift just a bit, just a few inches. Tap the foot down, bring it back in. And again, slide out, lift, lower, and in. Slide, lift, lower, slide it back in. Good. Slide, lift, lower, back in. Keep going. Slide, lift, lower, back in. 2 more. Slide, lift, lower, back in. Slide, lift, lower, and back in. Good. This time, what we're going to do is slide, lift, bend the knee. Okay, so we're just going to move from this position. Foot is flexed. We're pushing up towards the ceiling as if we're raising the roof. Push up, lower down. Push up, lower down. This should be a tiny movement coming from your glute and the back of your leg, not your low back. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, little shakes are good. 2, abdominals are engaged. 1, straighten the leg, lower it down, foot slides in. Good. Come on back. Give those wrists a little stretch. Now, in addition to the working leg, you'll have felt the glute and the supporting leg working a little bit. You should feel it tightening up just as we were moving into those last few pulses there. So now that's going to become the working leg. So we're going to swap it around. So we're coming back. Wrists and shoulders are stacked, knees and hips are stacked. I'm going to tuck this toe just to give you a little bit more stability. So first we're going to point that left foot, slide it along the mat as long as it will go, and then lift up just a few inches, lower down, and slide the knee in. Good, you have a few more like this. Slide it up, lift up, tap down, slide it in. Good, exhale, inhale. Good, make sure you're still breathing. We want everything through the upper body to stay perfectly still. The only thing that's moving is that lower leg, that left leg right now. Push it away, lift up, lower down, slide it in. Last one, slide, lift, lower, back in. Perfect. This time we slide the leg up, lift it, bend the knee, flex the foot. From here, we're going to pulse up for 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg, tap it down, bring the leg in. Good. Unload on those wrists. Again, come up, take some circles. Okay? So now you know where we're going. Okay? We're going to come into that one more time each side. And then we're going to start to come out into our fire hydrant. So we're going to work the glutes from different angles. We're working the back lines of our legs, our hamstrings from different angles. Coming to hands and knees again. Okay, so this time we're going to do 5 slides out and then 8 pulses up. All right, inhale. Exhale, my right leg extends out. Lift up, tap down, slide in. 4 more. Slide, lift, tap down, slide in. Good, extend. Everybody looks good. Lift, down. Make sure it's not coming from your low back. Like the last one. Can't remember. Down and up. Slide out, lift the leg, bend the knee, flex your foot. We're going to pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the leg, tap it down, knee comes in. Okay, we're going to move right into the other side because we're going to be changing it up in just a minute. Tuck the right toes, this time the left toes. Point as we extend, we're extending for 5. We lift, down, and in. And again, 4. Lift, down, and in. 3. Lift, down looks good, and in. Out, up, in. Last one. Perfect, you guys look awesome. And then we're coming into our 8 pulses. We extend out, lift the leg, bend the knee, flex the foot, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg, knees, and stretch out those wrists. Perfect. So from here, what we're going to do, just have a look at me first, is we're going to come into our kind of fire hydrant. So I'll show you from this side, and then I will rotate my body around so you can see what it looks like. So similar action. We're going to keep the knee bent this time. The leg lifts out and back, comes back in. This time we come out to the side and in. What I want you to be aware of when you do this, again, it's not coming from your back, so we're not going as high as we can, and we're not doing funny stuff with our trunk. What I mean by that is, when I lift out to the side, as best I can, everything's gonna stay stable, okay? So we're not doing funny stuff as we get tired, or it would be harder to shift this way, but if we shift into our opposite hand, okay, we'll start to notice our whole trunk doing a shift or a shimmy. That's not what we want. We wanna try and stay as stable as we can through our core, okay? Everyone should be feeling a little bit of heat. Maybe not sweating, but warmth, okay? So, wrists, shoulders are stacked, hips and knees are stacked. I'm gonna tuck my left toes, and my right working leg is going to be flexed as well. So, from here, inhale. Exhale, engage your abdominals. Keep the knee bent. Lift it up and back like we were coming into those pulses. Lower it down. Open it out to the side. Dog knee to fire hydrant. Lower down. Good, that's one. We have 4. Left, out to the side. Good. Back for 3. In, out to the side. Good. 2 more. Back, in, open. Last one. Back, and open. Awesome. We're going to come into the other side. I'm going to have a peek at everyone. So shift your weight slightly. Shouldn't look like your whole trunk moves. Tucking the right toes, left toes are tucked. We're gonna lift the left leg up and back. Come in, out to the side, and in. Good. Back, and in, out to the side, and in. I'll do it with you. 3, and in, out to the side, and in. We have 2 more. Up and back, out to the side. Last one, up and back, in, out to the side. Perfect. Relax down. Take some circles through those wrists. Okay. You'll be happy to know that we're coming into standing, so no more hands and knees. All right, so we're going to shift our weight back into our toes. If you want, for some people it can be a little bit easier to come into down dog. Take a few pedals here. All right. If you don't feel like that, so your wrists hurt, come on back. We're going to come from here, almost like a crouch position, and slowly extend up. We're looking for a little stretch to the hamstrings. Keep a micro bend in your knee. Okay, so we're not going for our biggest open here. All right, and then slowly peel up. So shift your weight back into your heels. You're gonna ragdoll your upper body all the way back up. Moving nice and slow, stacking bone by bone, all the way up. Perfect, and then roll the shoulders back and down at the top. Awesome. So, from here, we're gonna come into a few squats, standing squats. We're just gonna take 10 to start, just as a little warm up before we start to add on. All right, so let's do that together. Feet are gonna be about hip distance apart, whatever your squat looks like. So I'm not expecting perfect alignment. For me, it feels a little bit better to turn out one foot, whatever works for you. We're gonna lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, bum drives back, 6, squeeze the glutes on the way back up, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. This time we lower into our squat. You're gonna shift your weight over towards your right leg, okay? This is my right, could be your left. Okay, so the opposite foot's gonna come all the way up. So my left foot's gonna come all the way up. From here, I'm gonna tap my toes forward, bring them in. Tap to the side, bring it in. Tap to the back, and in, out to the side, and in. One more time. Forwards, in, stay slow in that squat. Out, and in. Weight in your heel, back, and in, out to the side, and in. Lower, find that bottom of your squat, and then press yourself up. Good. Lower down. This time we shift the weight over to the opposite foot. Lift the right leg up. Tap it forward, and back to the center. Out to the center. Back to the center. Keep that squat nice and low. Out to the side. One more time. 4 stops. 4, 3, sending it back. 2, sending it out. 1, find the bottom of your squat, feet hip distance apart, and come on back up. Beautiful. Can we do that again? Lower down. Shift the weight into the right foot. Left foot lifts up. Okay? This time, tapping forwards and out. And back and out. Again, forwards. Keep that bend in your knee. Out to the side. Send it back. Out to the side. Beautiful. Find your squat. Find the bottom of your squat and press up. Last time on this other side. Lower down. Shift your weight. Lift that foot. Reaching forwards and in. Out to the side. And in. Reach it back. In. Out to the side. Good. Keep that low bend in your knee. Forwards. Out to the side. Send it back. Out to the side. Good. Find the bottom of your squat. Place your feet. Lower down. Come on back up. You guys are doing great. All right, I'm just checking the time. We have tons of fun stuff left to do. Okay, so what we're gonna do is come into a bit of a hip hinge. And again, we're just sending the legs forwards and back. If you've ever done ballet, it's kind of like that, or a bar class, it'll have a similar feel to it. So what we're gonna do, if you need something to balance with, there's a wall nearby that you wanna put your hand on for, that's absolutely fine. We are coming out to the side, we're in less of a squat. So this time, my supporting leg is bent just slightly, more for balance than anything. So if I were up all the way, I could lock into that knee, and that's not what we want, okay? So my feet, we're gonna start hip distance, put a micro bend in your knees, okay? It's almost like a little bouncy point. You're gonna shift your weight over, I'm gonna go into my right foot, and my left leg's just gonna hover, okay? So it's kind of like what we did, but a little bit easier. This time we're gonna do increased reps. The leg comes out to the side for 8, 7, 6, 5, toes are staying forward, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, don't touch that foot down. You're gonna send it backwards. 8, 7, neutral pelvis like we did on our hands and knees. 6, 5, no arching in the back. 4, feel that pull right where the glute and the thigh meet. 2 more. Last one, foot comes back to the ground. Switch sides. So micro bend in the knees, okay? Just that soft little bend. Shift the weight over to the left foot. My right foot's just gonna hover. It's gonna reach out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't let the leg touch down. It moves in and it swims right back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Beautiful. Give the legs and the hips a little shake. Okay? Now what we're gonna do is kind of a medium of both of those. So I'll show you what it looks like from the front and the side, so just have a look. So instead of going all the way to the side or all the way to the back, we're gonna take it on a bit of a diagonal. So first thing I'm gonna do, shift my weight over, rotate my foot, keep my knee nice and straight, rotate my foot, that's my true hip external rotation, and then I'm gonna send it back on that kind of 45-degree angle, kind of diagonal, and we pulse back here for 8. Okay? So let's find that position together. Micro bend in your knee, abdominals are engaged. Find that true rotation of your hip. Pulse back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, feel the glute, 2, 1. Come in, keep the foot floating. Send it back again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly float the foot back in. We have 1 more. Think of where you're holding tension and breathe into it. Relax it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes in. Give the legs a little shake. Give the hips a little shake. We're going to do it on the other side. Okay, we're doing 3 sets of 8. Abdominals are engaged. Hands wherever you want. I find my hands on my hips or hands on my tummy is good. Hands on my tummy helps me remember, use my abdominals, otherwise I start to do weird things through my trunk, okay? Micro bend in the knees. Shift the weight over to the left foot. Straighten that leg. Find your true external rotation first. So think, if you had a star on your heel, I want you to make sure that you can see it, or I can see it, in the camera the whole way. We pulse back in a diagonal. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes in. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg floats in. Last time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes in. Give the hips and legs a little shake. You guys are stars. I want your booty and your hamstrings to think of all the hard work that you did tomorrow morning. Okay, so from here, we're gonna move back into our squats. So that was a little break from our squats. We're coming back to our squat. And I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. We shift our weight over towards our right leg. And this time we take a full rotation all the way around. So foot never touches the ground, it just floats. Okay, and I want the rotation to come from your hip. So as your leg starts to get tired, you'll feel your quad muscle get really, really engaged or start to fire up and kind of burn. I want you to make sure that the movement is coming from your hip and not from this quad trying to yank you up towards the ceiling. Make sense? So, micro bend in your knee. Actually, we're coming into a full squat. Lower down, reach the hands forward or clasp them in the front. Shift your weight to your right leg. Okay, extend this leg forward, flex your foot. Right now, I don't care what the rotation is. From here, carry it all the way around. Circle like you're drawing capital D on the ground. Good, bring it back around. Perfect, we have 4 more. Circle around. Try not to lose the squat in this supporting leg and back. 3 more. Core is engaged. We have this kind of micro hinge as we bring it leg all the way back. Whoop. Good, 2 more. I'm doing it with you, I'm sweating with you. Leg comes forward. Last one. Send the leg all the way around. Reach it forward. Come on up. Shake the legs. So, I confess, I lost my squat on that one. I was very focused on the motion of my leg. So, if you lose your squat, that's okay. What I don't want is for you to come up all the way and move from up here. Okay? Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Shift your weight into your left foot. My right foot flexes and reaches forwards. Okay? Trying to keep the squat in that leg and rotate round. 5. Good. 4. 3. Movement comes from the hip. 2. Try not to lose that squat. Last one. Really good. Come on up. Give those legs a little shake. You guys are doing great. What stars? All right. We're going to come into our last stretch of a little bit of core work. We're going to come back onto our front. So find yourself on one edge of the mat. If you don't feel like doing roll down, maybe it doesn't feel good through your back, you come down however you like. I'm going to take a roll down from the edge, standing up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, slowly curling down through upper back, mid back, and low back. And once we come down to the ground, we're pretty much going to stay there. All right, put a really big bend in your knees. We're actually going to come onto our front. So I'm going to come onto my elbows. Again, if this doesn't feel good in your low back, you can put a blanket or something just underneath your hip bones. Okay, it's going to take you into more of a neutral position. It's not a cheat, it's a support. All right, so we're going to come into our plank. So first we're going to come into a modified plank, which I would argue is occasionally harder than full elbow plank. So shoulders and elbows stacked. So grab onto opposite, I'll show you what that looks like. Grab onto opposite biceps. That's about shoulder distance apart for you, okay? So opposite biceps, and then make the number 11. So grab on, make the number 11. From here, totally slump down in this position. Okay, it's gonna feel squishy. Exhale, you're gonna push the shoulders down. So elbows are gonna drive down into the floor. From here, think of that candle underneath your rib cage again. How do we pull our rib cage away from the ground? Engage those abdominals. We wanna stay away from that flame. Okay, from here, our hip bones start to lift. So we're starting to lift everything up. We're moving like a perfectly straight forward. Then the front of our thighs and our knees are driving down. Okay, so we're kind of in a modified plank. It's hard work. Inhale. Exhale, start to lower down through the thighs, hip bones tap down, tummy meets, and then our ribs can kind of relax down. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Inhale. Exhale, elbows push down into the floor. Engage those abdominals, ribs move away from the floor, tummy moves away from the floor, hip bones, and then our thighs pushing down in towards your knees, holding here for 3, 2, 1. Thighs touch down, hip bones, tummy, and then we kind of slump down through our ribs and shoulders. Again, inhale, exhale, elbow push down, engage those ribs, tummy moves away, hip bones move away, and then thighs move away. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the thighs, release the hip bones, tummy, and then relax. Inhale. Exhale, push down through the elbows, rib cage moves away, tummy moves away, hip bones, knees. If this feels good for you, tuck your toes, lift your knees, holding here for 7, 6, 5, check your tailbone, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your knees are lifted, tap them down. Thighs reach down, hip bones, tummy, ribs. Woo! We're all gonna hold this next one for 10. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, push down through the elbows. Ribs move away, tummy moves away, hip bone. Thighs, if you did the last one, tuck your knees, or tuck your toes, we're gonna lift the knees, holding for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your knees are lifted, tap them down, thighs tap, hip bones, and then relax. Woo. One more like that. I'm gonna cue you through it and just have a watch and how everybody's moving. All right, here we go. Push down, inhale, exhale, push down through your elbows, rib, tummy, hip bones, thighs lift, tuck your toes if they aren't already, lift your knees. We're all holding for 10. 9, 8, looks good, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees tap down, thighs touch down, rolling back down through the spine. Awesome. That was really good, you guys. Okay, rolling onto our backs. Right. Last thing we're gonna do here today. Arms are nice and long alongside our body. We're gonna do a last little blast of the core here. Inhale. Exhale, abdominals are engaged. Float one leg up, then the other leg comes up. All we're gonna do is tap the toes down for 30 altogether, so 15 each leg, okay? Inhale to tap down, exhale to come up. 2, 3, if you'd like a faster pace, 4, switch midair. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, tap that foot all the way down, make sure you're not cheating like me. Keep going at your own pace. Okay, make sure the leg or the knee doesn't come all the way in towards the chest. Think of that tabletop position. You can float your hands in there in the front to make sure we don't cheat. I have no idea how many I've done, but we're going for 30. So hopefully you're counting. I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1 for myself. When you're finished your 30, hug your knees in toward your chest. Rock back and forth, or side to side, just like a massage in the low back. Okay, feet come to the mat. One ankle is going to cross over the knee, so my left ankle is going across my knee. I'm going to push my left knee away. We're looking for a stretch through the outside of the hip. Okay, so if you look down, we have a figure 4 or a triangle. All right, if this feels good, you can stay if you'd like a little bit more. The supporting leg floats up, and you either reach for the back of the right thigh or the right shin, the whole time pushing the left knee away from you. So I don't want it collapsing in toward your chest. It should be out. We're looking for a stretch through the outside of that left hip. If you would like a little bit more, even if your foot's on the ground, I want you to just gently rock side to side. Okay, so right to left, and see how the stretch feels or how it changes when we move towards the left side and towards the right side. Okay, if you have the leg, you're gonna release it. Keep the feet exactly as they are. Arms are gonna come out into a T shape. We tip the entire shape over towards the right side. Okay, so we're taking a twist. Should feel a stretch through the outside of the left leg into the left glute. If you'd like a little bit more, I'm gonna take my right hand, reach for my left ankle and give it a little tug a little bit closer up to me. It's just going to change the angle of the stretch. You'll feel it in a different place through the hip. Okay, all we've done is change the slight orientation of the fiber, so the stretch is a little bit different. 2 more breaths here. Perfect. When you're ready, engage those abdominals. On an exhale, we tip the whole shape back up and switch legs. So left leg comes down, right ankle comes across the left knee. Okay, everyone's going to take their right hand and just gently press it into their right knee, feeling that stretch. If this feels okay and you like it here, you can stay, or you can slide the hands through, reaching for back of the left thigh or left shin. And I didn't say this on the other side, but you shouldn't be craning your neck and shoulders up to get into this position. We should still be able to relax back. And again, keeping that right knee away from us. We're still actively pushing it away. And again, take that little rock right to left. See how the stretch changes when you do that. One side's always tighter than the other. My right leg is always my tighter leg. Okay, you're going to release that left foot if you have it up. Arms are going to come out into a T shape again. Tip the entire shape over towards the left. Again, we're looking to feel this through the entire outside of the right thigh, kind of up to that IT band, up into our glutes a little bit. If you'd like a little bit more and you did it on the other side, left hand, right ankle, you're going to give it a slight pull up towards you. Okay, and again, the stretch should change a little bit more. For a lot of people, it gets deeper. You can feel it a little bit more through the outside. 2 more breaths here. Last inhale and exhale. Good, engage those abdominals and then exhale, tip the entire shape back. Okay, this time we're gonna take our left leg again, grab onto the back of the thigh, and we're gonna straighten the left knee and bend. So we're coming into a little bit of a hamstring mobility. Okay, so we're trying to get all the way to straight. So if that means that you don't hold all the way up and you hold a little bit further down through the leg, that's fine. We're trying to get the heel up towards the ceiling with a straight leg, whatever feels good for you. We're going for some hamstring mobility here. Perfect. And lower that leg down. We're going to go to the other side. Hug your right knee up towards your chest. Grab onto the back of the right thigh. Slowly bend and straighten the knee. Keep going. Keep breathing. Again, we always have a side. One side might feel way easier. Might notice more of a shake on one side. Awesome. Straighten that leg back down. Bring that leg back down. Come to sit up. Okay? We're going to take the legs nice and wide. We're going to come into our saw. So, totally up to you, whatever feels good today. If you are just looking at me thinking, no chance, grab something you can sit on just to elevate the hips. It can make it a little bit easier and less of a hamstring stretch. We are going for a hamstring and adductor, so inner thigh stretch. I'm going to take that out, but it's just there as a prop. So, you can either take the knees or the feet a little bit closer together if you want a bit more, a bit wider. I'm going to take it wide today. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, we twist opposite hand towards foot to reach. Inhale takes us back up to center. Exhale to turn and reach. Inhale back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We have 3 more each side. Exhale. Try and move as if you're like a toy doll and everything in your trunk and arms has to move at the same time. Does that make sense? Like our trunk only rotates together. Okay. Last one, this side. Last one to the other side. Perfect. Bring those legs together. Give them a little shake. Cross the legs for me. We're going to stay seated. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale out. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale out. Hands are going to come to your tummy. We're going to take a few deep breaths into our belly. Inhale. Exhale through your nose. And again, inhale. And exhale. Last one. Long inhale. Hold at the top. Extra sniff of air in. One more sniff of air in. And a big sigh out. And we're done. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates this morning. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely got a little sweat on. But yeah, this recording should be available for you to watch later should you want to do it again. But again, thanks so much for joining me, guys.